The ability of the United States to detect and respond to clandestine nuclear weapons programs has long shaped global security dynamics. Whether it's Iran, Iraq, Syria, or South Africa, the U.S. has repeatedly disrupted nuclear programs just as they were nearing critical thresholds. While this may seem like coincidence, in reality it reflects a deliberate and systematic surveillance architecture built over decades. The foundation of this capability rests on 5 major elements: global material monitoring, equipment tracking, deep intelligence networks, seismic and radiological surveillance, and the projection of strategic influence. 1. Tracking uranium, the foundation of nuclear monitoring. At the heart of any nuclear weapons program is uranium-235, a fissile material that must be enriched to weapons-grade levels, typically over 90% purity. Natural uranium contains just 0.7% of this isotope, and producing even a single kilogram of weapons-grade material may require as much as 200 metric tons of ore. A functional nuclear weapon could require over 3,000 tons of processed material. Globally, the annual trade in uranium hovers around 70,000 tons. The United States, with its vast network of nuclear power plants, purchases more than 26% of this volume. By monitoring international uranium transactions, especially through the U.S.-dominated dollar settlement system, American intelligence agencies can quickly flag irregularities. If a nation with no declared civilian nuclear energy program suddenly begins importing significant amounts of uranium or shows unusual financial movements, this anomaly can trigger further scrutiny. 2. Equipment surveillance, the centrifuge conundrum. Uranium enrichment requires specialized equipment, most notably high-speed gas centrifuges. These systems are under tight control by major nuclear powers and key U.S. allies. Any attempt by a country to acquire centrifuge components, especially through intermediaries or covert channels, can be detected through international export control regimes and electronic surveillance networks. Furthermore, uranium enrichment facilities consume massive amounts of electricity. For example, Iran's Natanz facility reportedly used about 1% of the country's national power output. U.S. satellites equipped with infrared sensors, such as those in the Keyhole series, are capable of detecting anomalies in regional energy use, providing early warnings of covert enrichment activities. 3. Human intelligence, the unseen network. Beyond technological surveillance, the United States relies heavily on its global intelligence infrastructure. Agencies such as the CIA operate vast networks that include informants, double agents, and defectors. By recruiting or compromising individuals with access to sensitive sites, they can obtain detailed information about facility layouts, technical progress, and vulnerabilities. A stark example was the use of the Stuxnet computer worm, which specifically targeted centrifuge control systems at Iran's nuclear facilities. Delivered covertly, likely with insider help, it caused physical damage to enrichment equipment without the need for a direct military strike, demonstrating the fusion of intelligence and cyber capabilities. 4. Monitoring nuclear test signals from below and above. Even if a state manages to build and test a nuclear device, it cannot hide the physical evidence. Underground nuclear detonations generate seismic waves that differ from natural earthquakes in both frequency and wave pattern. Global networks of seismic stations, many part of the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty (CTBT) monitoring system, can detect and locate such events with high accuracy. Above-ground tests are even easier to track. Satellites can detect the unique electromagnetic pulse (EMP) and intense light signature of a nuclear explosion within fractions of a second. These monitoring tools allow rapid confirmation of nuclear activity and help decision-makers assess the scope and power of a test. 5. Strategic leverage and policy standards. Finally, the United States uses its diplomatic reach to shape international norms and responses. Through organizations such as the United Nations Security Council and the International Atomic Energy Agency (IAEA), the U.S. often leads efforts to impose sanctions or inspections on nations suspected of violating nuclear agreements. However, critics point to inconsistencies in enforcement. For example, while Iran faces significant international scrutiny, Israel's nuclear capabilities are often treated with strategic ambiguity. These perceived double standards can fuel regional tensions and complicate non-proliferation efforts, but they also underscore the role of geopolitical alignment in how nuclear ambitions are treated. Observers sometimes ask why China's nuclear program in the 1950s and 60s was not similarly disrupted. The answer lies in the extreme secrecy and isolation under which it developed its capabilities. Researchers such as Deng Jiaxian and Chen Shueson worked in remote areas like Lop Nur under tight security, limiting outside intelligence penetration. Their efforts culminated in China's first successful nuclear test in 1964, with an estimated explosive yield of 20 kilotons, exceeding that of the Hiroshima bomb. This achievement laid the groundwork for China's current strategic deterrent, including its development of intercontinental ballistic missiles. In contrast, modern efforts, especially in Iran, are often compromised by internal vulnerabilities. Tehran has struggled with foreign intelligence infiltration. In recent years, Iranian authorities reported the arrest of over 700 alleged operatives linked to Israel and the seizure of thousands of surveillance drones in the capital. With such breaches, maintaining the secrecy and continuity required for nuclear weapons development becomes extremely difficult. As long as the U.S. intelligence and surveillance ecosystem remains robust, the road to the bomb for many countries will remain steep and heavily monitored.